Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Hearthstone deck spotlight. My name's TAvvsApX, and today we're going to be taking a look at Happydue's Tempo Mage. Tempo Mage being a victim of the most recent round of nerfs, with Mana Worm getting the axe, going up to 2 mana, and it really, this was the deck that it affected the most. Mana Worm did see play in other Mage decks, but this was really the Mana Worm deck. You landed early, you play a lot of your controlling elements, your Frostbolts, Primordial Glyphs, these kind of things, Shooting Stars, Arcane Missiles. You control the board, your Mana Worm gets huge, and it starts to kill your opponent quite quickly if you can defend it. Now, Tempo Mage did drop a lot of percentage points once Mana Worm got nerfed, but it was certainly a deck that could win without Mana Worm. And I guess that's what Happydue is trying to do here, trying to bring that archetype back. We've got a couple of new additions, but ultimately it's still doing classic Tempo Mage things. We've still got the Arcane Missiles and the Shooting Stars as very efficient early game removal. We've still got Arcanologists to fetch out these counter spells and explosive runes, and then play them for free with Kirin Mage. So we've still got that nice tight secret package in there. We've still got the amazing card draw value of Stargazer Luna as well as Alaneth. And we've still got the burn, the reach in Fireball, Frostbolt, and potentially anything else we can discover off of Primordial Glyph. Now, what we do have in here, the new cards, we've got a one-of Saronite Taskmaster, just the one-of. This is a new card from Rhastakhan's Rumble, a 1 mana 2/3, so very Zombie Chow-esque stats. On Death Rattle, summon a 0/3 free agent with Taunt for your opponent. So we're going to be trying to use this to control the board early on, do some damage, and when it does die, hopefully that Taunt isn't too relevant. Hopefully we're in the burn stage of the game. But it's interesting that Happydue is just committed to one Saronite Taskmaster here. It's going to be hard to work out the mulligans with just the one drop in here. And also interesting that they've chosen to go for Saronite Taskmaster over something like a Firefly. I think that would be an interesting comparison. The other new card that we've got in here is Spell Zerker. We did see people start to cut even the Celestial Emissaries for cards like Armani Berserker right before Mana Worm did get that nerf. Armani Berserker is maybe not the most overpowered 2-drop that you could be playing, but it certainly has a lot of upside. 2/3 was a great body at that stage in the meta, particularly punished a lot of odd paladins, that type of thing. 3 toughness was just a bit tougher to get through than 1 or 2. And also in a control matchup or a slower matchup, you can use your own hero power to ping your Armani Berserker and start 5ing your opponent, which is very good. So Spell Zerker has the same stat line, but rather than when damage having +3 attack, it gets +2 spell damage. So we can combine that with our Arcane Missiles, combine it with Shooting Star. I think that's going to be one of the better things. We can use our Cinderstorms, makes our explosive runes hit a little bit harder. So this is the card we're going to be probably paying the most attention to, because we want to find out if getting that +2 spell damage is always going to be better than the Armani Berserker just being a huge body and a huge attacking threat. Other than that, it's all pretty straightforward stuff. You've seen Tempo Mage before. We've covered it a million times. Only interesting omission from this deck are no Arcane Intellects. So relying on Stargazer Luna and Alaneth for that card draw, but we do have a couple more bodies and a couple more spells in the deck. So without further ado, we'll jump to some games with Happydue's Tempo Mage. If you are watching on YouTube, you can always come check out the stream, Tommy_Wave on Twitch, streaming 3 to 4 days a week. Come hang out live. Anyway, let's play some. Okay, here against the Warrior. Definitely going to keep an Arcanologist. The real question is, how useful are these Arcane Missiles against most Warriors? I think given that we're seeing a lot of Eternium Rovers, if any 1-drops, I think we don't really want to keep Arcane Missiles. We want to try and hit our Saronite Taskmaster, or maybe a Kirin Mage. Something along those lines. Okay. Obviously, Odd Warrior is going to be a real tough matchup for us. Especially if they have a good draw as far as... if our opponent has a good draw as far as removal goes and early game plays. Like if they discovered an Eternium over there, that's pretty rough.
An incredible discovery.
Pretty rough indeed. If you Psychic Scream a Grave Horror, who costs 0, will it stay 0? Good question. I thought it was a static thing, so it'll check your opponent's spells cast rather than yours. But I could definitely be wrong.
I found it first.
Dynamatic's going to be a really big card for our opponent, as basically every Dynamatic will probably clear our board.
I wonder.
That's a pretty good draw.
Many secrets.
I found it first.
Now we don't lose a board to a Dynamatic. Zilliax though. Zilliax is going to be huge. Even shoot off the counterspell. Guess it was kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't type of thing.
Just like you.
On a win streak with the Priest deck. Nice. This the kind of control. Oh my gosh, Emberscale Drake. The controlling Grave Horror DDoS Priest.
Someday I'll be just like you.
Starlight.
Not feeling great about this one. And Alaneth though. Alaneth could dig us out of this.
Unity. Precision.
Zilliax.
Prove your worth.
Starlight.
I think we save this Fireball. Especially if we draw Luna, we want to have something to play with it. Mech Mage, yeah. So before Freeze Mage was Mech Mage. That was definitely a pretty dominant, very dominant Mage deck. All right. See if they've got the Corrosive Ooze. Even Harrison.
My dragon
Scorcherino.
Revel in the power.
Would love to see a Cosmic Anomaly. I guess that's okay. Training a counterspell for 5 damage. Our opponent didn't hero power either. So we can spell Zerka, ping it, and then we have 5 mana, which we can Cinderstorm, Arcane Missiles, Shooting Star. Is that what we want to do? Or do we want to draw like a Frostbolt as well? Alright.
The power is here. You need
We might actually have a shot here. Especially if our opponent has to waste some amount of time killing this Spellzerker. I think Mage has a few viable decks, but when they get something that's a showstopper like Tempo Mage or Big Spells. But when they get something it's a showstopper. That's true. I also heard stories from old times about Mech Mage being a brute force. Yeah, Mech Mage was very, very strong. Yeah, I mean, Mage right now has, you know, they've got a reasonable control deck. They've got a couple of, like, maybe tier 3 aggro decks in, you know, Murloc Mage, and I imagine this Tempo Mage deck's going to sit somewhere in kind of that tier 2, tier 3 range. What's our opponent thinking about here? They got Boom?
My dragon
No,
be
just
hungry.
like Luna. I don't think Luna's really going to help us whilst we have Alaneth out. 3, 4, 5. Do we just want to hit our opponent with an 8 damage fireball? And set up an explosive runes? Or do we want to Primordial Glyph?
What to do? What to do? The future is ours. Time runs out on me. Behold the tools of creation. Behold the tools of creation.
An incredible discovery!
the power courses through me.
We should have definitely played it a little bit faster, I think. But this 0 mana Frostbolt is going to be very useful. So we can Arcane Anomaly, Celestial Emissary, and play both.
An incredible discovery!
Your soul is in my
Ooh! Take our Frostbolt. No. And there's it. Cool. So we play a Cosmic Anomaly, and then we've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, plus 6 is 18. Cool.
Science overwhelming.
GG. Wow, I really would have thought that that would be a very tough matchup for us, but I guess we did draw the Alaneth, which is a supremely important card, especially in a matchup like that. Our opponent didn't have the answer for it as well. And we had a really good turn, that turn where we went Spellzerker, damage it, and played 3 spells after it. That was really good. I think Spellzerker, I'm a fan. You've convinced me.
The forest fights back.
You asked
Alright.
for it.
Here against the Druid. I think we'll send back these two. We'll keep Curing to a Mage counterspell. I think a lot of the stuff that we're really worried about Druid doing in the early game is going to be spell-based. We even got our 1-drop too. Tasty. You know, we're really concerned about our opponent playing cards like Nourish, playing cards like Oaken Summons. If we play Luna, can they do anything about it? On 3 mana. They can Wrath, but they can't Hero Power. They can Hero Power, but it won't upgrade a Spellstone.
What to do?
I don't think they can.
The future is
Let me know if I'm wrong there. But I don't think there's anything they can do without a coin on turn 3. I guess we're about to find out. Naturalize, of course. But if they naturalize a Luna, that kind of defeats the point, right? Frostbolt. I think we just want to get this counterspell down.
Many secrets. Return to nothing.
Especially if they're going to go for like a swipe. Or if they go for the Oaken Summons. Come on. Do a thing. And they still have the Spellstone as well. So, not the best, not the worst. I mean, we get to deploy this Cosmic Anomaly, which hopefully scares our opponent a lot. Hopefully it scares them a lot. There's the swipe. I think we need to save this Celestial Emissary to pair with something. Whether it be these Shooting Stars or anything else. I just Chameleoned an Uther Death Knight on turn 9? That's pretty sick. I can get behind that. Well, they sure aren't attacking anytime soon. Unless they have... unless they have Oaken Summons. Or... Branching Paths. Nourish mana. Oaken Summons, yep. For nothing.
Starlight.
Fortunately, these Shooting Stars not really doing too much. I'm wondering if we can cut down on these Shooting Stars. Just because there's not a lot of matchups. Not a lot of matchups I can think of where it's really useful. Maybe I should have pinged face there, actually. But if our opponent draws if our opponent has Branching Paths right now for armor, and we don't immediately draw Alaneth, I think we're happy to concede this game. Chief Inspector, yeah. Is that the only way other than Flare to interact with secrets at the moment? Warbear. Alright. Come on, Alaneth, off the top. No. Don't think we're getting this one, friends. It would require our opponent to have nothing and us to have a very good sequence of draws. So, GG. Okay. What do we think our opponent is on? If they're on Zoolock, Arcane Missiles could be okay. Cool. Send back the spells. Try and find more boys. Happy with Primordial Glyph. Celestial Emissary. Not great here. We really want to find our like Arcanologists, Kieran Tall Mages, the stuff that's gonna really help us power through those first couple of turns if it is Zoo. There are a lot of good cards to steal with Chameleos. Yeah, I mean, you know, the more these kind of big late game decks munch. The more these big late game decks try to fit cards in. Yeah, we'll take a Pyroblast. Okay. I guess that's the game plan, folks. Mono Pyroblasts. Only got to deal 7 more damage.
Engage TC-130 mental dislocator.
Probably pair this Celestial Emissary with the Frostbolts. The new OTK Paladin deck is getting so much attention. Let's take a gander. Let's give it some more. No! We gotta Frostbolt this guy now. Or we can... Emissary. Shooting Star. Ping. Yeah, OTK Paladin, let's take a look.
Unleash me.
Oh no.
An incredible discovery.
An incredible discovery.
We have many secrets.
Hopefully this counterspell hits a Spellstone. So what's the new combo then with Uther? How are we OTKing them? Or is it still just the Brewmasters? Doomsayer.
I found it first.
We could have seen a storm there, but like chances are it's going to get absorbed by the minions. We can hope to deal maybe 2 damage to our opponent's face. Oh yes, life tap, please. Tap and play Hooked Reaver. All right. 1.
Hello.
The stupid tiger one? Oh, you mean the Holy Wrath deck. I thought you were talking about the Death Knight combo deck. Yeah, no, the Holy Wrath deck is really fun. We played the wild version and the standard version. Get counterspelled. We played the wild version and the standard version. They were real fun. Real fun. Especially the wild version. The wild version was premium because you get to play Thekal with Mountain Giant. Not Mountain Giant. Molten Giant. Get those turn 3 0 mana Molten Giants. GG's. GG's to our opponent. Okay, we just finished off playing some games with Happydue's Tempo Mage. Actually had a couple of good ones. I think we definitely won some matchups that I don't think we, in my head, I don't think we would have had much of a chance in. So there just is definitely something to this deck, especially because as we saw last expansion, people started cutting these Celestial Emissaries for other things. So it's good to see them back, good to see them doing some work. And I really like Spellzerker. I think this is a fantastic card. Really doubles as a Cosmic Anomaly in those late game turns because you can, turn it on with your hero power. Things like that. So I really like Spellzerker, and I might even consider testing a deck where we cut the Celestial Emissaries, get the Armani Berserkers back in, and maybe try and cut out some of these early game cards. Shooting Star wasn't really doing too much for us. I think there's not a lot of aggro in the format, at least it's basically Zoolock, which we haven't been seeing too much of, and Odd Paladin, which we also haven't been seeing too much of. So it might be the case where we can get away with cutting one of these Shooting Stars, or possibly both of them, to get some more interesting things in here. I'd also like to see a Blood Mage Thalmos in the deck. But regardless, really strong deck. Big shout out to Happydue for this one. I absolutely love it. If you are watching this video on YouTube, all the links down in the description, including a link over to the Hearthstone deck article. Jump over there, give this deck a +1, leave a lovely, thoughtful comment. You are due to leave a happy comment on this video. All my links are down there as well, including a link over to Twitter at Tommy_Wave. That's the best place to catch me. If you've got a sick deck you want me to check out, pop it over there. Jump into my DMs. Winky face. And until next time, stay safe, stay wavy, eat the rich, and just Pyroblast your opponent's face. Easy game. Bye. I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out other ones over here, or come subscribe to the Wave Pool for more excellent times.